Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the reaction log. Whoa! Alright, let's go ahead and jump right into this one. We have a special, spicy, and requested one for you here. Next one of my sites, Tosin. What's the usual thing here? I'm a classical guitarist, if you didn't know. This is sore hands. So here's my playing. I'm really good. So the usual thing, we are classical guitar elitists. We react to people who aren't classical guitarists. Sometimes we do react to classical guitarists as well. Unlike some of the people that I show, we're gonna be looking at someone whose music I actually respect a lot. You're gonna find, like, throughout watching me, I have kind of a soft spot for prog metal. The Animals as leaders, I'm gonna have a soft spot for them too. But yeah, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Do I have an Animals as leaders stand-up routine ready for you? Animals as leaders, is that describing our current political climate? I don't know. Alright, whatever. Head on down over to reverb.com if you want to buy some. Oh god, it's loud. Are your strings tuned low enough? You got enough freaking strings there? Also, I make this joke every single time. Look at this abomination of a guitar. I mean, what have they done? What, is this not good enough for you? You guys don't like this shape? Nice little ditty you're improvising there. Instead of playing that, perhaps you should play a fugue. Dude, you know it's bad when people are out here playing jazz chords and stuff and they ain't playing their fugue. Okay.
The guitar is such a capable instrument when it comes.
Dude, facts. We're in alignment on that. Yes, it is capable. It's like an orchestra, right? Segovia. Though, honestly, I think electric guitar kind of loses that. Electric guitar is kind of like a sci-fi orchestra. Take that for what you will.
And electric guitars, I think, are emulating a lot of their favorite rock musicians oftentimes, where the guitar has one role. It's not the singer, and it's not, you know what I mean? So we're providing this sort of rhythmic melodic bed with these blocks of chords. Yeah. But when you start playing classical and jazz, you realize, whoa, I can sit alone and produce what sounds like full-blown multiple part music on this neck.
He's just so close to crossing over. I think the only thing stopping him is that he's a highly successful career musician right now, so it doesn't make any sense to just start a classical career. Ooh, he's so close though. I can see that he sees the way, which, by the way is the way that I'm following. I'm reporting to you live from my mother's basement to show you that this is the way, and Tosin almost sees it.
And so a lot of that comes from abandoning the pick momentarily and learning how to use each finger, because...
Yeah, dude, I'd even say abandoning it permanently. I don't know, man. You can't spell polyphony with pick.
Then you really can kind of do independent lines. You can create harmony and melody at the same time.
Yeah. Wow, speaking of the guitar being more than just a guitar and being like full-blown music, it sounds like he has like a synthesizer on top of that. Listen to all that up there. It's just shimmering. Man, I feel pretty inadequate with my only 6 strings. Yeah.
Where you can kind of have like a line and the moving chords underneath it. There's 2 major influences. One is Javier Reyes, who plays in Animals as Leads with me, is an amazing classical / Spanish classical guitarist. So I've downloaded a bunch of tab off the internet. And
you head on down over to guitarshed.com. Dude, I'll be hitting up Guitar Shed sometimes. They're pretty good. Also, downloading tabs. Gotta love it. All jokes aside, I wonder what Tosin Abasi does when it comes to like writing songs and stuff. Makes me wonder how comfortable he is with sheet music. I don't know. I just have like composer friends, and I've seen how they write out prog stuff, and it's just writing it out in sheet music. And then you just learn the music, just because the rhythms are complicated and like it's just going around all over the place. And that also brings up a good point too. If you're already playing guitar at a super highly proficient level, like Tosin, I assume is, and I know guys, you can play electric guitar and steel string guitar at a high level. It is possible. Just because it's a fake instrument doesn't mean that you can't play it at a high level. I mean, obviously I encourage you to read sheet music. It is kind of beneficial to look at tabs, because your sight reading, especially if you've never sight read before, it's gonna suck. It's gonna be like really bad. It's gonna be way worse than your abilities to actually play. So what I recommend, and what I do with my students, I teach guitar lessons, by the way. Sign up. Slots are mostly full, but email me and I'll let you know what's available. Weekly and bi-weekly hour lessons, of course. Only classical. I only teach classical guitar. What I'll do is I'll start them on super basic stuff, just like reading however much we get in the first lesson, like 1 string, E, F, G on the first string. Have you guys learned those notes yet? E, F, G? You know what that is? And that's like the sight reading practice. And then also we'll start on like a Carcassi etude that covers all 6 strings and like it's a little harder. But deciphering that without tab would be grueling, which by the way, I did. I never used tabs when I got into classical. But you know, I'm also like stubborn and serious, and I just wanted to get really good at reading sheet music. But I never did easy stuff with sheet music. I just went to like deciphering, and it took forever, and it was super hard. And after years of doing it, that's when I just started getting proficient, just out of sheer will. But I don't think that that's like the best way to do it. I think you should, you know, learn both. Like learn music that's going to push you forward, also learn how to sight read. This is sort of unrelated. But, you know, Tosin downloaded tabs off Ultimate Guitar or whatever.
Put a bunch of tab off the internet and bought like an entry-level nylon string would just like sit.
Why? Why an entry-level nylon string? You're Tosin Abasi. What's your net worth? What's this MFer's net worth? This is going to be total BS, but I just want the first number I see is what I'm going to go with. Puts him at around $1 million. I feel like that's kind of low for being an insanely famous prog metal band. Or actually, I was saying that, insanely famous prog metal band. Actually, $1 million is pretty good. Oh, Tosin likes the cars, huh? Okay, that's pretty cool. You can only buy so many cars if your whole net worth is $1 million, but you know. I would consider making your thing guitars instead of cars, personally. So you don't have to be like Krispy Kreme 2012. You guys know what I'm talking about?
I have 400 cars. I have 400 scars and 400 guitars.
Yeah, I would focus on the 400 guitars part first, personally. Tosin, you don't need 400 cars or 400 scars.
In seclusion so no one can hear me and try to work it up, you know?
Yeah, that never stops. You never want anyone to hear you once you play nylon. You're just like this, and then once anybody looks at you, you're just like, oh god, I can't play. I'm such a coward now. Oh.
You kind of end up navigating the fretboard different, and you do slightly different things when you are using your open right hand, because it's almost like you have 4 picks in a way, you know?
Yeah. I call them my homegrown picks. Isn't that a gross visual?
Especially on extended range guitar, too, because then you can...
Yeah, it sure is extended. Yeah, can we extend that a little further?
Kind of,
Dude, what does piano have after this? Tim Henson's greatest contribution to music is that he's perpetuating the nylon string, even though it's an electric nylon string. If one of my students is like a big Polyphia head and they buy that guitar, I can still at least like force them to learn Carcassi and Sore etudes on it. It's a little bit harder with an electric guitar or a steel string guitar. Tosin, he's sort of in the dark side with the electric guitar, but his greatest contribution to music is sort of taking the power away from the piano with this insane fan fret extended range guitar. 24 frets too. You know, honestly, I bet if you laid out like the range on an actual piano, it would look like kind of small, like half the range or something. But you know what? Most of those notes on piano, you don't even really want. Also, the tone's way better on this. Also, you get microtonal with guitar. Guitar's better. No matter how you feel about me on clicking on this video, I feel that we can all agree that guitar is the best.
Get certain notes and then do sort of clusters of higher pitched notes or whatever. But if you're picking, you're either having to skip strings or strum all the way through. It just makes the neck with 8 strings on it a little less utilizable. It seems like you're always aware of traversing all of these strings as opposed to just having them available to you like this. So yeah.
There was a time, which this is unrelated, it's just kind of funny. A few years ago, and this was before I started YouTube, mind you, I'd never do this now. When I was a much more open-minded guitarist, I wanted to get an 8-string guitar. There's one in particular that I wanted to get. It was a fan fret 8-string. Oh yeah, it was a Strandberg. It was, I think it was one of these, and I wanted to spend just like a year only playing this. I think it was exactly this one. It was a 24-fret 8-string headless guitar. I wanted to play this. And I ended up not getting it, and a big reason why I didn't get it was because I thought it would scare the children's students, because it's kind of upsetting to look at. There's something kind of like gory about it. I sincerely mean that too. I'm not just joking around. Also, look at that neck on that thing. It's so freaking thick. I think it looks cool. I could see this scaring a little kid, though, like if they saw that. I had plans of using this as my main guitar for like at least a year and just trying to get really comfortable on all 8 strings. I never did, though. I never did, and I probably never will, especially now. I can't be buying guitars like this. I just can't. This has to be the last one for a while. Tosin's is a little less scary looking, but it's still a little upsetting. Also, I appreciate the guitar neck being flush at the 12th fret. That's very comforting to me.
You can even mute it. Because that really illuminates how hard and consistently you're striking, and you don't have to worry about fretting. You know what I mean? Like, because it's such.
Yeah, why worry about that?
You already know how to play with your left hand. It's easier to develop the technique if you just kind of pick a string and mute it, because it's so percussive that you actually are primarily concerned with percussive elements, like how hard you're hitting, how consistent it sounds.
You know, I'm not paying attention to anything he's saying. I'm just making more observations here. And I know I've said this before, but it is so strange to me that these like professional, like top of their field electric guitarists just straight up play these like crappy brands. Like Ibanez is like a crappy guitar brand, I thought. I'm burning the Ibanez bridge now. I don't care. I don't want the Ibanez sponsorship. Don't send me any guitars. Like, does that happen in the classical world where you have like the top of their league classical guitarists and they just like walk out with the Cordoba, like their custom Cordoba or something? It just doesn't happen, right? I guess it's just brand deals. Like that's how they make money, I guess. That was the same thing with Tommy Emmanuel. He had that brand deal with that guitar maker, and even you guys defending Tommy in the comments, you're saying like, oh yeah, but those guitars do suck, and they just sponsor him and he plays them only because of that. It's just a strange thing, you know? I feel the guitar is the most important aspect of like his career, so why not have like the absolute top of the line, no compromise? I don't know, maybe electric guitars are just able to be manufactured in a way where they are just good enough even if they're factory. I mean, I don't know if this guitar is handcrafted or not. I wonder how much the Tosin Ibanez is. Whoa, okay, I mean that guitar is actually getting pretty. That's not the same guitar, is it? No, it's not. But what is this? It just zooms into it. There. Dude, this thing is expensive. I mean, not that that's a mark of like a good guitar, if it's just expensive. That's like a stupid way to look at it. Like your professional instrument should maybe cost like more than $1,000. Wow, what a guitar this is. Absolutely the greatest hit at our stand at Guitar Summit 2024. I didn't get invited to Guitar Summit. Really expensive for being a used guitar. How much did this guitar cost originally? Who's the luthier of this guitar? Dang, it's a 6-string too. That's unusual. Oh yeah, it's a 6-string and the frets aren't even fan. And you're paying $4,500 for this? What the world? Dang, these are expensive. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Never mind. Are these like handcrafted? What the heck? Do people actually make electric guitars that are good? Dude, oh my god. It looks like something from Dead Space. Dang, dude. They're all sold out. Dude, you can take out a loan on this guitar. Yeah. $2,000. That's not bad for like a fine instrument. Alright guys, I'm gonna start a GoFundMe so I can get one of these. Be sure to donate to that. It's for a good cause. Wow, look at this. This looks like a band right here. They each have their own personality. Okay, we're done looking at guitars. Sorry about that. Alright, let's get back to it.
Then from there you can add.
Let's admire his hand technique really quick. I want to look at his left hand. Really controlled, really impressive left hand technique for an electric guitarist. Yeah. Not a whole lot of extra movement in there. Just really controlled and just like the curve of his fingers there. And look at his wrist too. Wow. That's an exceptional left hand, I gotta say.
So
like it's just barely moving. Look at that thing.
So
wow, great. All right, I think that's enough from that video. Let's look at Tosin doing some other stuff. I don't know if we spent enough time on this to justify a video. Tosin, thump. Let's end it with a thump. Wait, where is that coming from? Is that him? Was that like, is he doing like, it sounds like a tremolo thing or something. How's that happening? Is that the drum kit or is that the guitar? It sounds like that's the drum kit. Oh god, don't do it on 0.75, 1.75. No! Oh. He's doing like a tremolo thing there. But he's doing it, I think he's doing it IMA though. That's cool. Alright, let's get it full speed again. Oh, he's like barely playing that. He's just doing all hammer-ons. See, you might have noticed I'm not doing like a whole lot of hating in this one. it's really hard to hate something like this, like especially as a guitarist too. He's being really thoughtful about the capabilities of the instrument that he's playing, and he's using a lot of techniques in a really smart way. Like that, I mean, it's just like so fluid. Just there's no like silly turnaround run like at the end of this that makes it seem out of place too. Like, the tone is slowly changing, like, over all this. He's being more than just a flashy guitar player right now. Alright, I think we can wrap up the Tosin video here. It's very possible that I'll do another one if there's another video, so feel free to suggest any videos that you might want me to react to. It can be of other guitarists, too. Like, I got this one from the comments section. Let's go ahead and wrap this one up here. So, you know, if you made it this far, be sure to subscribe and leave a like. And, of course, if you want some classical guitar lessons, don't come to me if you want to learn Tosin stuff. Come to me if you want to learn Soar stuff. So, you know, email in the description for that. Slots are like basically full, but you know, I can always carve out a little space for you. Of course, head on down over to Rootin's Delight, pick yourself up some merch, and yeah, watch another video, you know, like it, all that stuff, push the video, leave comments, and yeah, alright, well, I'll see you in the next one.